How valuable is the time you have? Take a moment to stop and reflect. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often rush through our days without pausing to think about how we are spending our time. Time slips away quickly, and the more we allow ourselves to become absorbed in the endless cycle of work, obligations, and distractions, the more we may feel that life is speeding past us. But have you ever stopped to wonder if the time you are spending is truly meaningful? Have you ever felt that certain moments in your life feel as though they have no significance? Perhaps you feel that life moves too fast, leaving no room to savor the precious moments that should hold deep value. This is a reality we cannot escape. Our lives are finite, and we are given only 24 hours in a day. But do we truly understand the weight of that time? Time, once passed, is never returned. Every second that slips away is a missed opportunity, a lost chance to achieve something meaningful, or to make a decision that could alter the course of our lives. Every decision we make about how we use our time will affect every aspect of our lives, our personal relationships, our professional growth, and our overall happiness. Each new day presents us with opportunities to grow, learn, create, and even to rest. Yet, so many of us fail to fully recognize how valuable the small moments in the day are. Have you ever felt that your days simply vanish, leaving you feeling like you haven't made the most of your time? This is a moment to reflect on how we can use time more wisely, and in doing so, discover a richer and more fulfilling life. If we aren't careful, we can easily fall into a mindset that undervalues time, taking it for granted as if it is infinite. In this fast-paced world, it's all too easy to get swept up in the rush to chase everything that seems important. We chase after work, status, possessions, and the approval of others, believing that these things will bring fulfillment and happiness. But often, we find that they do not. In fact, the more we chase after external validations, the more we may feel empty inside. Are we really happy with the things we are pursuing? Or are we simply following the expectations set by others or society at large? In today's world, where the demands on our time seem endless, we are often pulled in many directions. We are bombarded with the achievements of others, constantly reminded of what we should have or should be doing. Social media is a prime example of how comparison can steal our peace. The curated, idealized versions of other people's lives can make us feel inadequate, like we are falling behind or missing out. We see people who seem to have it all: beauty, wealth, success, and we wonder if we will ever measure up. But deep down, we know that the lives they show are only a sliver of the full picture. What we see is just the highlight reel, not the full story. The truth is that just because someone else has something we want, doesn't mean we should measure our worth against theirs, or feel that we are lacking in some way. This constant comparison can be an incredibly dangerous trap. When we compare ourselves to others, we divert our attention away from our own path. We forget about our own goals and dreams, and become distracted by what others are doing. We begin to chase after things that may not even be meaningful to us, simply because they seem important to others. By comparing ourselves to others, we unknowingly sow the seeds of insecurity, dissatisfaction, and frustration. Over time, this can lead us to feel like we are failing, even though we have no control over the path that others are taking. Everyone has their own journey, and just because something works for one person does not mean it will work for another. That is why it is so important to focus on our own lives and the unique paths we are on. Every step we take, no matter how small, is part of a process that deserves to be acknowledged and celebrated. One of the most significant keys to leading a more fulfilling and meaningful life is to establish a clear, purposeful focus on ourselves. This doesn't mean being selfish or disregarding the needs of others, but it means acknowledging that we are the architects of our own lives. When we allow outside influences, be it societal standards, pressures from family or friends, or the constant noise of the world to dictate how we live, we lose sight of our own desires and values. We get caught in the whirlwind of external expectations and forget that we have the power to create our own reality. Focusing on our own personal growth and happiness, rather than on pleasing others or chasing after superficial goals, gives us the space to thrive in a way that feels true to ourselves. An inspiring example of this is the journey of Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, Oprah faced numerous challenges, rejection, and criticism. She wasn't immediately embraced by the industry, and many people doubted her abilities. But instead of comparing herself to those who were more established or more successful, Oprah chose to focus on her own strengths, talents, and unique voice. She worked tirelessly to improve her skills, innovate in her interview style, and create a show that stood out from the rest. Her commitment to personal growth and authenticity paid off, and The Oprah Winfrey Show became one of the most successful television programs in history. Oprah's story teaches us that success comes not from trying to live someone else's life, but from embracing who we truly are and staying focused on our own journey. One of the best ways to begin focusing on yourself and reclaiming your time is by setting clear and realistic goals. These goals provide direction and give us a sense of purpose. It's important to set goals that are achievable and in line with your true desires, not goals that are based on what others expect of you or what society deems important. Start with small, manageable steps and allow yourself to experience the satisfaction of making progress. Consistency is key. Small steps, taken consistently, lead to lasting change. Another important aspect of focusing on yourself is learning to say no. Saying no is not a rejection of others, but an affirmation of your own needs and priorities. It's about protecting your time and energy for the things that matter most to you. In a world where we are constantly expected to do more and be more, saying no is an act of self-respect. When you say no to distractions or demands that do not align with your goals, you create space for the things that truly contribute to your growth and happiness. Saying no is a way to safeguard your time and protect the quality of your life. The process is as important as the destination. Life is not about reaching a specific point, but about the journey we take to get there. Every step, every decision, every challenge is part of the overall experience. Just as a marathon runner understands that crossing the finish line is not the end, we must also understand that the value of our lives lies not just in the ultimate achievements, but in the daily moments that shape who we are. Every small victory, every challenge we overcome, and every step we take is an important part of our personal growth. This journey of life is filled with obstacles and challenges, but each of these can be viewed as opportunities for growth. Like a gardener who plants seeds today, knowing that the fruits of their labor will not appear immediately, we too must be patient and persistent. Personal growth takes time, effort, and care. The journey is organic, and every step we take brings us closer to our truest selves. Success is not defined by who is better than others, but by who stays focused and doesn't give up. Success is about commitment, resilience, and the willingness to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. By setting clear goals, focusing on our own growth, and appreciating each step of the process, we can build lives that are full of meaning and fulfillment. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, and learning to manage it wisely is essential to living a life that is both successful and satisfying. Don't let time slip by without making it count. Every decision you make today shapes the journey of tomorrow. Let's take a moment to stop, reflect, and make sure we are not merely living on autopilot, but consciously pursuing a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and truly our own.